Alright everybody, welcome back to the video. Today we're going to be focusing on the Nibiru combo guide because I completely forgot to do that, and we went on to locals and I showcased to you one cool fun little match. But thank you for the comments for reminding me about the Nibiru combo guide. So today I will be focusing on this annoying card. I don't know if the camera can focus, but yeah, today we're going to be focusing on this annoying card. To be fair, we're not seeing a lot of this in meta right now because of tiers and sprite, and honestly this is not effective against the meta. Obviously this plus hand traps can be a little effective, but honestly in this format you're not going to get hit with this that much unless your opponent is siding this. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't know how to combo off when you get hit by this. You should always be prepared. So today I'm going to be showcasing to you the junk-doppel converter and the caligo all in one video. Just so we can get this out of the way, put it all in one neat little video. That way you guys can come back and always watch this and have all three combos in one video and not scramble around my channel trying to find it. Okay, to start, I'm going to be showcasing to you the junk synchron, the junk converter line. This could also be a caligo. Honestly, caligo and converter, these two level 2s, when making this line of play and then getting hit by Nibiru, it doesn't matter, they're going to be the same. The Doppler line can be very different, so I'll get to that in a minute, but let's start with this. So with this, you'll start off and you'll make speeder chainlink 1, converter chainlink 2, but if you're running the caligo, it would just be chain 1. We'll revive junk synchron, and then junk speeders effect will get us jet synchron, starter synchron, and junk synchron. The starter synchron's effect would add us our illumination to hand. But what would happen at this point is 9 times out of 10, this is where you get Nibiru. So it would go chainlink 1, and then your opponent would come in chainlink 2 Nibiru. So let's just say Nibiru activates. It would wipe our board clean, which is quite annoying, but anyway. We'll get our Nibiru token, and our opponent would special summon the Nibiru to their side of the field. And then our starter synchron would resolve, which would get us our illumination to hand. It would activate the illumination, send trail to the graveyard. And this is where this line is a little cool, because usually if we didn't have Yazi, we would just activate starter synchron, tribute the token, special summon the trail, and we just make omega and hope for the best. But now that we have Yazi, what we can do, activate status illumination grave, banish it, make this a level 3. We go into the all important Mr. Yazi effect would pop itself and the Nibiru on our opponent's side of the field, so pop, and that would give us our meme effect will give us our 3 tokens. And then what we can do is activate jet synchron in graveyard, because remember we haven't activated any of its effects, so it's still live in the graveyard. So you literally send anything from hand to the graveyard, because remember you don't have Herald on the field, so it's completely free at this point. Send anything from hand to the grave, preferably something like a Destrudo or something that you want in the graveyard. Maybe if you have another level 2 in hand, send that to the grave, and then you summon your jet. Then here we'll make our first level 5, and you will make librarian. Then we'll go jet and the token, and we'll make shaman. Chainlink 1, chainlink 2, we're going to special summon whatever level 2 you had in the graveyard to make it. So if it was the caligo, you'd special summon the caligo. So you bring out, in this case it's converter, so you bring out converter. At this point you make metal marcher effect, chain 1, chain 2, revive the shaman, get your draw. You go into herald, and then you get a draw off the librarian, and then you go into any level 8, but I prefer crystalline, so you go into crystalline. So what you've done with the converter line and the caligo line is you've ended on 1 omni negate and 1 monster negate, and you drew 3 to 4 cards. So honestly, this is not that great when you get hit by Nibiru. 9 times out of 10 you're not going to in this format, unless your opponent knows what the deck does. Then yeah, you probably will get hit. But you've got 1 omni and 1 monster negate, which is pretty okay, but considering you drew 4 cards, imagine these 4 were hand traps. That would be amazing. But let me showcase to you the junk-doppel combo guide when you get hit by Nibiru, because that is 10 times better than this. Alright, I've reset up the board. Okay, so now you've got junk synchron Doppler Warrior, and we're going to attempt to combo off into speeder chainlink 1, doppel chainlink 2. We're going to get our 2 tokens. Speeder will bring in all the synchron tuners, jet, junk, and stardust. Stardust effect chainlink 1, and then Nibiru would come in as chainlink 2 when our opponent hits us. So if it resolves, it would wipe our board, and then Nibiru would come down on our opponent's side of the field, and we would get the token. Starter Synchron would then resolve, getting our Status Illumination to hand, activate Status Illumination, send our trail to the graveyard, and now it's the same situation. We activate our Starter Synchron in graveyard, tribute our token, special summon the starters, triggering our trail in our graveyard to special summon, and then activate Status Illumination, banish itself, make this a level 3, and then we'll go into Mr. Yazi. Yazi will pop itself and the Nibiru on our opponent's side of the field. We will get the Meme effect will give us our 3 level 1 tokens, making it a level 4, and then we will once again activate Jet, just send literally anything to the graveyard, special summon it. Then we'll make the Librarian. Remember, the most important thing to do in this combo guide when you get hit by Nibiru is it forces you to think, I want to go into Librarian, because you want to get as much draws as possible, because your board is going to be suboptimal because of the Nibiru. So get as much draws in as possible. So with that, we will make Librarian. Then we will make Shaman again with Jet, when Jet gets banished. Shaman, chain 1, chain 2. We will special summon the Doppel that we use first. We don't get the add off of Jet because it's banished. And then we get the draw from the Librarian. Then we will go here and here. We'll make the Cupid pitch. Cupid. Chain 1, chain 2, Doppel chain 3. We'll get our 2 tokens once again, making it a level 2. And we'll get the draw of the Librarian. Here we will make the Marcher, Metal Marcher. Chain link 1, Cupid pitch chain link 2, Metal Marcher chain link 3, and instead of reviving the Shaman like we would usually do, we're going to revive Jet's Junk Synchron. Cupid would burn our opponent for 300, and we would get a Caligo from our deck to our hand. So here we go, Caligo, and then we'd get the draw from the Librarian. And then from here, we will special summon Caligo because we've got a Dark on the field. And we will make Axel Synchron. Librarian will give us another draw, and then we will activate Excel, and we're going to send our last Junk Synchron from our deck to the graveyard to make it a level 2. Obviously, if you already drew the last Junk, then I'll show you in a minute what to do. But assuming you haven't, you'd send the last Junk to the grave, make it a level 2. Then you use this to make our other level 5, the OG Junk Warrior. Level 2, level 5, level 5. Guess what we're going to... Oh, and we get the draw. I keep forgetting. You get the draw. Level 2, level 5, level 5. Can you guess what we're making? And so here we're going to make the big old boss monster, our Blazer Dragon. Cosmic Blazer is so cool, and look at this now. With the Doppel guide, we've literally made a Blazer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And drew 5 cards. This is brilliant. This is so cool. Blazer negates pretty much anything. It negates a battle. It's cool. If opponent negates it, it tributes it, or it banishes itself, right? It banishes itself as cost, so it will come back anyway. So your opponent, yeah, it's pretty cool recycler. This is amazing. Blazer. Or you can make any of the other level 12s. You can make the Starter Cypher, or you can make Shooting Quasar. But Blazer, in my opinion, is the best. If you already had a Herald on field, then I'd prioritize Cypher, because the Cypher would protect our Herald, and it's a monster negate and pop. Okay, remember how I said mid combo that you could potentially draw your last Junk. So let me show you what to do in that instance. If you've reached this point and you already had your 3rd Junk in hand, I wouldn't even go into Excel in the first place. So let's just say you drew the Junk before you even got into Excel. So this was before we made Excel Synchron, right? So say now you drew your 3rd Junk. At that point, you know Blazer's already cut off, because you can't make the Excel in level 2 and go into Blazer. So what you can do in that instance, it's still fine. What you can do is literally just go like this and like this. You make yourself the Herald. Librarian will get you. I'm not going to continue doing the draws because I didn't put the stuff back that I drew. Here's where the combo differs now. Actually, you can go into if you're playing a level 10. If you're playing the Baron, you can go into Excel, go into Baron. I've updated my deck, and I'll make a deck profile next week. But I'm not playing any level 10s anymore because I've got the replacement. The thing that pops our Yazi is not a level 10. So I don't have a level 10 in, so I'm not going to make the level 10 route. What I am going to do is you have 2 bodies and just make Crystal Wing, right? Because it's fine. Because look, at this point, you drew almost 5 cards. You should have something in hand. Usually you should have something in hand. A tuning, maybe tuning doesn't even help in this instance, but a foolish, probably an Excel, Synchro Overtake or something to special summon another tuner and use the remaining stuff. Like, for example, if you had Synchro Overtake, you special summon the junk Synchron, you can either go into another level 5, or you can go straight up into Starter's Charge and get another draw. So that's the way I would approach this. So with the junk converter, junk caligo line, you'd usually end on just these 2 and maybe a draw 3 or 4. The doppel line is 10 times better because, as you saw, we can either draw 5, go into Blazer, or we can do what we've done here is if you drew your last junk, you go into a Herald, a Crystal Wing, you have 2 additional bodies, you drew up to 5 cards, you should have some, hopefully, it's very situational, but you should have something to keep extending, so a Synchro Overtake or something, to bring out another tuner, or even if you go foolish, Destrudo target something, bring the Destrudo out, and synchro into something else using the remaining bodies. You should end on another body here. So look, even without the Blazer, you still end on 2 very cool interactions right here. But yeah, that's, I think, the best we can do right now with the Nibiru route. So if you do get hit by Nibiru, this is probably the best we can do. Obviously, like I said, the best is the Blazer because it negates anything. It's amazing. Blazer's our god card. So yeah, that's yeah, in my opinion, that's the best thing you can do with when you get hit by Nibiru. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. If you guys found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing, and leave a comment on what you want to see coming in the coming videos in the future. Because obviously, as much as this is my channel, it's to help the Synchron community grow. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today, and I will see you next week with the updated deck profile because there's quite a few changes even in the main deck. So if you're excited for that, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. That's all from me. See you in the next video. Bye.